Being sworn.
Good morning, Madam Interpreter. This is Judge Bain calling from the BRC. I have a defendant approaching the podium. Could you check and see if the headphones are working?
Sí,
There is contact, Your Honor.
All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
José Bautista.
Jose Bautista.
Mr. Bautista, you are here this morning in case 2021 CF 12170AO on charge of aggravated assault with a firearm. I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. And
Realmente no sé porque a mí no me dijeron
sir,
nada de
just you don't
esto.
talk about the facts of your case. Everything you tell me is being recorded and can be used against you in a later court proceeding. And
Ujú.
he doesn't qualify, correct?
She could qualify.
All right.
Okay.
Mr. Bautista, I want to set your bond as follows. Going to set your bond amount of $2,500. Going to come with pre-trial release supervision. You to have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I will give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about the stipulations on the no contact order that's in front of you in Spanish?
No, no tengo ninguna duda.
No, I have no questions.
All right. Thank you, sir. You have a great, yes, ma'am.
Can I ask the no drugs, no alcohol?
All right, states requesting no drugs and alcohol. You asking for random testing or just no drugs and alcohol? All right, so you're not allowed to possess or consume any drugs or alcohol while you're out on release in this case. You have a great day, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Juan Pablo Landero.
Juan Pablo Landero.
Mr. Landero, you're here in case 2021 MM 6344AO on charge of battery domestic violence. They review the charging affidavit in your case. They find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, ma'am. You need the services of a Spanish interpreter? All right. Could you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Felicita Marie Soto. This is misspelled SOTO.
All right. Can you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You put your hand down, ma'am. Can you tell me how you know Mr. Landero?
He's my husband.
And do you want to have contact with your husband while this case is pending?
I'm sorry?
Do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
Yes.
Has there been previous instances of domestic violence between you all in the past? Oh, look at me. Look at me. Hello. Has there been previous instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
Not in court, no.
I can't hear you.
Not in court, no.
Not in.
No, we haven't been through this before.
All right. Well, the question more relates to, has there been any physical violence between you all in the past?
Yes.
All right. When was the most recent incident prior to the one that we were talking about today?
I don't remember. We've been together for 11 years now.
All right. Was it last year, 2 years ago, 6 months ago? 1 day
More
ago?
than that, years ago.
Years ago, all right. Did drugs and alcohol play a role in this incident?
And he had alcohol in his system, yes.
All right. And state, you have any questions for the witness?
Ma'am? Yes. Are you afraid of the defendant? No. No other questions, Your Honor.
Hey, Ms. George,
No questions, Your Honor.
anybody want to advocate for anything other than no contact?
Your Honor, I'm going to advocate for no hostile contact order. He doesn't have any type of domestic violence history. Zero felonies, so you take all of that into consideration. He has a non-violent history. They've been together for 11 years, so I'd ask for a placement on principal release and give him a non-hostile contact order.
And state.
Your Honor, I have no objections to PTR. However, I would still ask for the no contact. There was something about the victim's body language that would indicate to me that this has happened before. I would ask for no contact based on the demeanor of the witness, Your Honor.
For the record, I believe the body language should, I'm not sure if the state, can you articulate that, what you're seeing on the records? Because
She was hesitant to answer your question about whether or not this had happened before. She seemed to be on the verge of tears answering that question.
all right, ma'am, do you have any children in common with this defendant?
Yes, sir.
How many?
2 boys,
How old?
4 and 9.
Were they present during this incident?
Yes, sir.
Was DCF notified? Yes, 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 DCF was notified. Right. In the previous instances, were the children also present?
No, sir.
All right. Mr. Landero, look at me.
Yes, sir.
We're going to have a moment right now. I'm going to set your bond in this case amount of $1,000. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You don't have no hostile contact with your wife. No hostile contact means this. There can be no violence between you all. There can be no threatening language. There can be no abusive language. There can be no physical threats as well. Doesn't matter whether she calls law enforcement or somebody in this case sees and hears you all arguing and fighting and calls law enforcement. You will be arrested. You spend a lot of time here with me in the Orange County Jail in no bond status. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You're not allowed to possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You're also not allowed to possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do not violate my orders. It doesn't go well for people that do that.
Yes, sir.
Have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Omar M. Ramos Rodríguez.
Juan Omar M. Ramos Rodriguez.
Mr. Ramos Rodriguez, you're here for an out-of-county warrant from Duval County. In their case, 2021 AF 110091 on charges of conspiracy to trafficking in cocaine. Judge signed your warrant from Duval County, set your bond amount of $350,000 and $3.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, could you please repeat the amounts?
$350,000 and $3. You can post bond on that case, or we will be transported to Duval County as soon as we can. I'm not going to take any action on your out on bond case 2020 CT 2753. Want to appoint the public defender to represent you until you get you over to Duval County. You have a great day, sir. Oh, wait, hold on. This way, guy. Perfect. Okay. All right, you're probably gonna have to be transported to Duval County, Mr. Ramos Rodriguez. Under other conditions on your warrant, it said you have no contact with your co-defendants in this case, as well as that you'll be subject to ankle monitoring. So we don't have that ability to do that here. So we got to get you over to Duval County so they can outfit you with that electronic monitoring device. Have a great day, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Ready?
And who's your client?
Is not on your docket, Judge.
Now on the docket. Okay.
Lunia Taylor.
Who?
Lunia Taylor.
Lunia Taylor. Is it for this afternoon or?
She was arrested on a Texas warrant,
Okay, so it's all right.
and I don't know why. Thanks. No, that's too much.
Well, I can't hear you if you don't
You
speak
can't
into the
hear
mic.
me?
This,
Okay.
There's it looks like you can hear. I can hear you, but it's like this big vent here.
Okay.
You would think it blows air, but it doesn't. It sucks air out, and it's just literally.
That's pulling it. That's pulling. Oh, that's okay. That's
Yeah.
intake.
So I really can't. I can only really hear out like my left ear from
You
up
can
here.
project better.
There we go.
But I guess I'll do this instead, but I do miss a chance to yell when I can. But she was arrested on a Texas warrant. I don't know why the jail website says zero bond. She actually has a $7,500 bond. I've spoken with the Collins County, Texas Sheriff's Office, as well as somebody from the clerk's office who've told me that there's a $7,500 bond.
Okay.
Collins County, Texas is saying that they don't know when they're going to come pick her up, basically. So they are transporting, but they can't tell me give me any idea as to when in the world they're going to pick her up.
Okay.
So of course, she doesn't have a very meaningful charge. Overall, it's nonviolent. It's not, I forget what it's referred to as. It sounds like almost theft of services to some degree. It does look like it's a felony, even on our end, but it's not violent. It's not kind of any kind of crazy.
Well, it's not a life
situation.
felony.
It says it's a theft of service. A large range, looks like 2,500 to 30,000. So I have no idea what it is, but what I'm trying to figure out is that I believe the court has the ability to issue a bond locally, which she can bond out on pursuant to 941.16, with the condition, of course, that she.
Oh, sorry, Madam Interpreter. I thought we was going to get another case, so I want to let you go. Well, she hung up. Okay, good.
That obviously there'd be a condition that she go to turn herself in Collins County, Texas,
Right.
within a specified period of time. I'm assuming 48 to 72 hours would probably be sufficient. At which time she could then bond out from that location, basically. So here to ask if the court be willing to grant that. She's a
If you can.
she's a flight attendant.
If you give me you can follow written motion so I can get orders, because I need to actually sign orders for that kind of stuff. Then we can have the hearing.
She's gonna lose her job if she doesn't get
No,
out.
maybe have the hearing later today. I just need to get the sheriff's office over here.
Okay.
Because that'd be great, because if I sign the order, then it's gonna take a longer time, because I need the sheriff's office needs the ones that's gonna need to do their own end of this side of the extradition side.
Okay.
So if you can get something filed by this afternoon, I'm back on the bench did we agree to an earlier time? And
I think an hour.
come back at 1, I'll still be around.
1 o'clock?
Yeah, come back at 1, see if I can get the sheriff's office over here, and then we can get and then the clerks, I think, need to know, because we gotta get a case number or something assigned to that person.
That's part of the problem as well. I don't know if there's a representative from the clerk's office present, because I've tried multiple sources.
No, they're not gonna do it until, so.
There is no case number.
Yeah, that's what I said. So you send some like a motion over to my JA.
Okay.
And then they'll kind of open a fugitive case number. And then that way I'll have some court orders and I'll be able to do it. I had to actually put something on the record. Otherwise, my court reporter's not gonna know what's going on, clerk's not gonna know what's going on. It's just gonna be we're gonna be back here and because they're not gonna be able to process your order. So
That's only fair. That's the way they treat us sometimes, you know? I'll say it out loud.
So, as I said, give me, if you can get, order,
Can I just, what's the best way to communicate with your JA?
just send her email. She's
know what
probably
that is?
listening right now.
I
But,
can get online, that's
yeah,
right.
you send her an email.
Okay.
I think it's CTJAAF1.
AO1.
Yeah.
All right, I have to go racing off to Osceola County, but I'll probably get, I apologize, it might not get to you until maybe 12 or 12:30 or something like that. Is that
Yeah, that's
a problem?
fine. I just need to, we got to open up an extradition case number, and then that way I can,
Okay,
because, I mean, I'll just be signing orders that won't actually get filed because they won't have nowhere to file them, so.
fair enough. All right, I'll get something together and then I'll bring hard copies as well, just in case and whatnot.
Alright.
Just come crash your party at 1, or am I invited this time?
You can come at 1. You can come at 1, or you can appear virtually, whatever you want to do. Can we, pull,
How can I appear
Ms.
virtually?
It's Taylor, correct?
Taylor, yes, Lunya, Lunya.
Yeah, can we bring her this afternoon? Sure. Thank you.
I'll try to come back at 1 then, so I'm here. Other JA, oh, thank you, thank you. All right, Judge, thank you very much for your time.
No problem.
How do I get out of here?
Come on, take your time.
You got all your stuff?
I think I have everything, yes.
Let us finish and then we'll.
Did you have, okay.
Let you back out.
All right. There. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? I can't hear you, sir. Mr. Ferrer, you're here in case 2021 CF 11988 on charges of burglary and conveyance and trespassing in a structure other than a conveyance. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case and did find probable cause for your arrest. Says your bond to count 1 in $3,500, count 2 $100. Condition on your bond: no return to the scene, no contact with any victims or witnesses. May not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
Sir, is there any way you can lower the bond by 1,000 or so?
All right, say that again.
I was just wondering, sir, if you could lower the bond just a little bit lower so I could bond out?
Currently not. Your last conviction was just in June of this year. So what the standard bond amount seems to be appropriate at this moment. All right, you have a great day, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Ron Arnold.
Mr. Arnold, you're here in case 2021 CF 11548 on the charges of battery, domestic violence, and felony criminal mischief. The judge signed your warrant in this case has already found probable cause for your arrest. Let's set your bond in count 1 in amount of $1,000, count 2 $1,000. Additionally, your bond will be subject to pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any items you may have in any shared residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about your no contact order, sir?
No, but what about my own gun license?
Leave your mask on.
Saying about my gun license? Cause I got a gun license.
Yep, so what does that mean?
What I gotta do? 'Cause the
It means you
officer-
got to turn your gun over to law enforcement.
All right.
Are you a security guard, a police officer?
Nah,
Are you a military?
no, sir.
Then right now until the court changes your orders. All right, and the court, the judge also ordered that you not possess any drugs, or alcohol without a valid prescription. And I'll instruct you no return and give him a one-term.
Great.
All right, have a great day. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Kyle Calloway.
All right, Mr. Calloway, you're here in case 2021 CF 12150 AO on charges of attempted burglary and occupied conveyance, felony criminal mischief, battery domestic violence, resisting officer without violence, and petty theft. Yes, ma'am.
Just a second.
Yeah, you can speak to Mr. Calloway. Go ahead, bro.
Thank you.
All right, sir, I did find probable cause for your arrest for the charges. I'm gonna stay your bond in count one, amount of $1,000. Count two, gonna set it at $150. Count three, gonna set your bond amount of $1,000. Count four, $100, and count five, $100. Conditions of your bond are you to have no contact with the victim in this case. Does he qualify, Ms. Davis?
Yeah, he can qualify.
All right, Ms. Calloway, we'll subject to pretrial release in this case. Condition you have no contact with the victim in this case. Not return to the scene of the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about your no contact order?
Yes,
What do you have questions about?
I have to be able to contact her in order for her to tell the court that I didn't do these things. So I don't have, my bond isn't so high. The officers in the case set my bond high in order for me to be.
Did you just hear what I did? I just reduced your bonds if you weren't listening.
Yeah, but these allegations against me, I guess, the five.
What, no, let's talk about the allegations. You understand? No contact.
Yes, sir.
All right? Don't violate my orders. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, it's a fair warning. Don't violate my orders.
Yes, sir.
All right? So you have any questions about the list of things on that sheet? It says no contact, no in-person contact, no within 500 feet of her vehicle, her work, her residence, no social media contact, no third-party contact, no carrier pigeons, no billboards, no passing notes in class, no contact. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right? Have a great day. Ms. Davis, for Mr. Crossland here, do you have a DR case number? Or is this just a PTR violation? I just want to make sure. I mean, I think it's just an open case on the other.
It's just a PR violation.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Christopher Crossman.
Mr. Crossland, you're here in case 2021 CF 94787 AO. A charge of aggravated stalking after the prohibition, I'm going to say that. Aggravated stalking with a credible threat and violation of a PTR condition against the vested violence. The judge signed your warrant in this case, already found probable cause for your arrest. Set your bonds in count one in amount of $25,000, count two, $25,000, and count three, $25,000. Condition of the bond, no contact with the victim. You understand?
Yes, sir.
No contact. Now make sure you read the sheet, right?
Yes, sir.
Understand everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
Be clear.
Yes.
Crystal, correct?
Yes.
All right, no contact with the victim, no weapons, no firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release, and not allow return to the scene of the location where this incident happened. You are out on bond in case 2021 CF 6483 AO. Condition of that bond, you had no contact with the victim. Court find a probable cause that you violated that condition as well as committed a new law offense, is going to revoke that bond. We're going to set a new bond at $0. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in any case that you're not already represented. You have a great day, sir. I was like, oh, no drugs, no alcohol. I'm going to instruct to maintain separate residences, and keep the do not return. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Daquan Desir.
Mr. Desir, you're here in case 2021 CF 2173 AO on charges of burglary of an occupied dwelling and trespass after warning. Did review the charging affidavit in this case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. One question I couldn't figure out, these prior domestic violence cases, were they involving the same victim?
They were dating violence, Your Honor, so no, it was a girlfriend, Derica Lambert or Kalia Herard. There were some juvenile offenses. Do you want that information?
I was just trying to,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I know the juvenile offenses were against his mom, that was,
Yes,
which is a common
yes.
occurrence. And all right, Mr. Desir, going to set your bond in count one in amount of $5,000, count two, $100. Condition of your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. Not return to the scene of the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about your no contact order, sir?
No, sir.
Hey, man, you're gonna have to do better for your siblings here, my friend. Is this, we have a 10-year-old brother and an 8-year-old brother?
Yeah.
Is your dad, is your dad in your life?
No, my real father, no.
Your real father?
No.
So those two boys looking up to you, man.
I can't do nothing about it because my mom just.
Hey. They looking up to you as an example. So however you react to whatever's going on is how they're gonna react. So you gotta teach them better. All right, have a great day. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
It's Chesnuva.
All right. Ma'am, you're here in case 2021 CF 12163 AO and 2021 CF 12164 AO and 2021 CF
Without my
1.
glasses.
Man, wait. Not done. Let me finish. 2021 CF 12176 AO, all related to the same incident in 3 separate charging affidavits. Charges aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated battery causing permanent disfigurement, and battery on a person 65 years or older. You reviewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. Sir, hello, how are you doing? Look at me. There you go. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
My name is Kamal.
All right, now look, over here. All right, because I don't want you to get her in trouble. Because right now the orders for me to have no contact with you. So don't entice her to violate my orders, you understand? All right?
I don't understand, sir.
All right, so that's why I want you to keep your eyes on me, not on her. All right, so tell me your name, spell your last name.
My name is MD Kamal and last name is Ahmed.
All right, and could you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Could you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, can you tell me, you can put your hand down, can you tell me how you know the defendant? You can put your hand down and tell me how you know the defendant.
Your accent is not clear to me because my English is very poor.
Okay, what is your native language?
My native language is Bangladeshi.
Say that one more time.
I can translate for him. I'm
No,
a
no, no, no.
translator.
What is your native language?
Is Bangladeshi.
Bangladeshi? All right. All right, I want to have you step back for a moment. We're going to try to see if we can get an interpreter for you, and then we're going to proceed after that, okay?
Sir, I beg your pardon. If you say slowly, I can understand.
All right, I'm sorry. I need you to have a seat for a moment. I want to get an interpreter on the line that speaks Bangladeshi so we can have a clear conversation, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, this is her glass. She cannot see without this glass.
That's fine. We'll address that in a moment, okay?
I can give her it.
No, not right now. We're going to have a seat for a moment, and then we're going to address her case completely, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Say your name? No, cover your face. Just speak into the mic, Lido.
Elijah Lewis.
Mr. Lewis, you're here in case 2021 CF 11846 AO on charge of aggravated stalking, dating violence. The warrant judge signing your warrant in this case has already found probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $15,000. Going to come with pretrial release supervision. You don't have no contact with the victim in this case. You're not to return to the scene of the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You're also not allowed to possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription.
What's such a high bond?
Well, the allegations in this case, if I remember correctly, was that not only were you, if I was talking, I believe it was a GPS device that was placed on this woman's car, correct?
I can hear you, sir.
I want to make sure when we go to pull up the warrant again. 1 second. There we go.
Your Honor, I would just ask that you take into consideration his last conviction from 1991, 0 failures to appear. I'd ask that you consider reducing the bond a little since he's also being placed on pretrial release. If he violates, he'll be brought back here before you, at which point you can hold him in no bond for violating your court order.
All right, State, what do you think? I mean, he's covered every part of the statute for stalking.
Your Honor, there's allegations of him leaving notes on her car. He has an access to a gun and he has threatened to beat her ass. I would leave the bond as is, Your Honor.
None of that's true. Okay, sorry.
Allegations in this warrant are concerning to the court. Most important, the last incident on August 30th of this year, with allegations that a GPS tracker was found on this woman's vehicle.
Yeah, can you speak up on it? I can't hear you.
The allegations in this warrant are concerning to me.
And what are they?
Have you had the opportunity to read it?
No, sir.
All right. Other than phone calls, notes, showing up at places that she's known to be or going. The GPS tracking is,
They have.
I don't know if you did it, I'm saying,
Okay.
there's a GPS tracker located on her vehicle that law enforcement is in possession of.
Can I state that the?
Don't talk about the facts of your case. I'm like, I mean, people, I'm worrying like this. People, all right, before I did this, I was a prosecutor for quite a few years. I'm telling you right now, mostly never anything a defendant tells any judge in court, it helps them.
Okay.
They may think it's gonna help them, but
I didn't want to say anything about the case. I'm just saying, if the victim is saying allegations, then if I can't say that, I mean, the court is already assuming that I'm guilty of everything.
I'm not assuming you're guilty. I have to, my job, my role is to take whatever affidavits as true as much as I, reasonably can.
That's what I'm-
So right now, in my job is setting release conditions.
Yes.
If these allegations are all true, or even just if half of them are true, it's very concerning to me, the threat level to this victim.
There's no threat level, Your Honor.
But I'll do this. I'll set your bond amount of $10,000. Same conditions. But tell you right now,
Still high.
don't violate my orders. Fair warning, fair game. Don't be here for violating my orders, all right?
I can hear you, sir.
Do not violate my orders.
What about your orders?
You got any questions about the no contact order?
I did read it, and the only concern I had with that is that not even concern, but just more clear understanding. On the first one, what it said, in any order manner, either directly or indirectly through a third party with a victim or any person named in the order.
Correct.
So no.
So it means no direct,
Say that again?
no direct or indirect contact. So no third party contact, no posting on social media with her friends that that she knows she's gonna see. No contact. All right?
So you said I can't post nothing, not messages, not to her. Well,
If it was something that's where it can be related to assumed to communicate something to her, it's gonna be contact. All right?
I like freedom of
I'm
speech. I like violating my freedom of speech.
Telling you right now.
I'm
just letting you know.
I don't know about the law, but I want to get just a clear understanding.
Clear understanding is this.
If I write on here, well, this girl here is no good, so that's saying I can't do that?
You can keep it to yourself. You can write a diary about this person. You can write a book about this person. As long as you don't communicate it with anything or anybody else.
Oh, but I can't say it to you.
No. Don't. I'm telling you, because the problem is this. I'm giving you the broad strokes.
Right.
Keep you from violating the order.
I want a clear understanding.
So if you want to post something on social media, don't do it. If you want to talk about how you feel unjustly persecuted by this person, don't do it. Because you all have a life that intertwines. So quite sure some of your friends are her friends, and some of her friends are your friends, and all social media friends, and then you post something like that, thinking that I really wasn't trying to contact her. But you know that her friend is one of your friends, is gonna see that and tell her about it. You're gonna get caught up. So
So that's a violation.
I'm telling you right now. So some judges may let it go, but some judges won't. So I'm giving you the ends, the bounds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So this
I mean,
best thing in life, unless you have a child with this person and you have to like there's something going on with that, you erase this person from your life, period, until a judge tells you otherwise.
like I said, I just want to say, I mean, this is the first time I've been in jail in 23 years.
Right.
23 years I've had a clean slate working and all that, and I have a job now. I missed yesterday because of this situation. And I have a home, and I have a wife that's totally disabled at home. And when they arrested me yesterday, the caretaker was there with her, and they had to leave the caretaker there with my wife. And I don't know what situation happened after that. What they got, which is nothing, everything to do with it. But even this bond still is too high for me to get out, for me to make bonds today to get out, go to work, be able to go to work. This bond is too high for me.
All right. So you get in front of your division judge, they may feel differently about it. If I had some victim input, I may feel differently about it. But without that input, and all I think I had to go on was in front of me,
Yeah, but another judge,
say again?
you said something about another judge?
Yeah, you have a division judge. So I'm just the judge you see when you first get arrested. I set release conditions. You can always be reviewable by a judge. That's the division judge.
I need to get out today.
All right?
I need to get out today.
All right. Well, you sitting here talking to me is not going to help you get out here any faster. All right. Have a great day, sir. Oh, I'm sorry. Did we lose their interpreter? Hello. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello,
Hello, how are you doing this morning?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? I'm the interpreter. I was just kept on wait because for the client to come.
Yes, we have the witness here in the booth, but if you can put your name or ID number on the record, that would be a great help.
My name is Sitara, 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 ID 253457.
All right, and ma'am, could you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Is it me?
Yes, sure.
Oh, no.
Can you solemnly swear you will translate from English to Bangladesh, from Bangladesh to English to the best of your ability, so help you God?
I do.
All right. I have a witness in the witness booth. Can you ask him to tell me his name?
আপনি আমার কথা শুনতে পাচ্ছেন? আপনার নামটা উনি জানতে চাইছেন।
আমার নাম মোহাম্মদ কামাল আহমেদ।
মোহাম্মদ কামাল আহমেদ।
Yes. And could you raise your right hand and be sworn in, sir?
আপনি ডান হাতটা ওঠান, উঠিয়ে আপনি শপথ নেন।
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
আপনি যা যা বলবেন সব সত্য কথা বলবেন এবং সত্য ছাড়া কিছু বলবেন না। আপনি ঈশ্বরের নামে শপথ করছেন।
Yes, sir.
All right. You can
Yes.
All right, you put your hand down, sir.
এখন হাত নামান।
To make this clearer for our court reporters and the interpreter, if you're going to use the interpreter, you got to respond to her in your native language.
আপনি হচ্ছে গিয়ে মানে দোভাষী যে আছে ইন্টারপ্রেটার আছে তার জন্য অপেক্ষা করবেন, তার আপনার কথা সে মানে ইংরেজিতে বুঝিয়ে দেবে এবং আপনাকে বাংলায় বোঝাবে।
Yes, okay.
All right. Can you tell me how you know the defendant in this case?
আপনি একটু বলেন যে যিনি এখানে মানে কি ডিফেন্ড করছেন নিজেকে, উনারকে আপনি কিভাবে চেনেন?
She is my daughter.
And do you want to have contact with your daughter while this case is pending?
যখন কেসটা চলছে আপনি আপনার মেয়ের সঙ্গে যোগাযোগ রাখতে চান?
Of course.
She didn't.
Sir, ma'am, if you want to stay in my hearing,
half the way.
ma'am,
She translated the entire sentence. She did it half the sentence.
ma'am,
Until the case is solved, that's the part she didn't translate.
ma'am, if you're going to keep talking during my hearing,
I apologize.
I'm not going to allow you to be here any longer. Because you talking while we're trying to do this is going to slow down the process, and we're not going to be able to get a clear understanding about what's happening, okay?
I apologize, but she did not translate the entire sentence. She did translate the half the sentence. Not until the case is solved. That's the part she skipped.
All right. It's not until the case is...
আমি বলেছি, এক্সকিউজ মি, আই হ্যাভ টু এক্সপ্লেইন টু, আমি বলেছি কেস চলাকালীন আপনি ইয়ে থাকবেন, আপনার থাকবেন। সুতরাং আমি বলেছি, আই হ্যাভ সেড ইট, বাট শি সামহাউ শি মিসড ইট, আই ডোন্ট নো, বাট দিস কাইন্ড অফ a controversy is going to be very kind of time consuming.
Madam Interpreter, I think I'm going to handle it with her. I just need to, all right.
I want to.
Sir, two more questions. One, did drugs and alcohol play a role in this incident?
আপনাকে কি জানতে চাচ্ছেন যে মানে অ্যালকোহল খাওয়াটা, মদ খাওয়াটার জন্য কি এটার মধ্যে কোনো আছে, মানে এটার সঙ্গে কোনো যোগাযোগ আছে?
No, we are Muslim, we don't drink, and she doesn't drink also.
Right. Does she see a mental health provider on a regular basis?
উনি কি একটা হেলথ প্রোভাইডারকে রেগুলারলি দেখান, কোন রকম মানে কি ডাক্তারকে?
She is a mental patient for the last 7 years, and I took her to doctor several times. She was in a mental health care in Bangladesh about 69 days together, and she got well. And nowadays, she was working here in a hotel, Grand Vacation, Hilton, and she was very nice. She is very nice, but sometimes mentally she disturbed, and during this COVID time, she lost her job or they kept her.
Question was this: does she take any medications?
No.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Is she supposed to be taking medication?
Yes, sir. I need her.
Has a doctor prescribed her medications? Has a doctor prescribed her medications?
ডাক্তার কি ওনাকে প্রেসক্রিপশন দিয়েছে, ওষুধ কোনো প্রেসক্রিপশনে দিয়েছে?
হ্যাঁ, সে বাংলাদেশে থাকতে সে কন্টিনিউয়াসলি 2 বছর মেডিকেশনে ছিল। উই কেম ব্যাক হিয়ার অন 2019 January, and since then she sometimes she didn't take medicine properly, and after that we take some medicine from Bangladesh, and she was very nice. When she takes medicine morning and evening, she is fine. She is functional. But during this COVID, she was sitting home, and this disease again triggered her. And but she is a very intelligent. She passed primary, secondary, college with distinction, and she is a very good singer. She is reputed in Bangladesh. She is a potential girl.
All right.
But unfortunately,
it's okay.
She's mentally sick.
All right, ma'am. I want to set your bonds in 2021 CF 12163 in the amount of $500. In 2021 CF 12164 in the amount of $500. And in 2021 CF 12176 in the amount of $500. All these cases be subject to pretrial release supervision. You to have no hostile contact with the victim in this case. No hostile contact means this: there can be no violence between you all. There can be no threats of violence. You cannot use any abusive language. No matter whether your father calls law enforcement or somebody that sees or hears you arguing calls law enforcement, you're going to be arrested. You're going to spend a lot of time here with me at the Orange County Jail. You're not allowed to possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release.
I couldn't tell that you're addressing me because I have no eyeglasses. My eyeglasses power 3.75.
If you give permission, I can give that.
Can you please repeat it? Because I thought...
all right, listen. All right, I'll do that. In all your cases, your bonds are $500. They're all subject to pretrial release supervision. Okay?
I have to pay $500?
The bond amount in each case is $500. You're subject to pretrial release supervision. You can use bondsmen. You can pay cash. There are multiple ways you can bond out. But these are the most important conditions.
About it, because he's supposed to pay for it.
He can do that if he like. That's not his obligation. But you listen to these conditions.
If he doesn't mind, then I would request him to do that.
Ma'am, I need you to listen to these conditions because I don't want you to violate my orders.
For a long, long time.
So, sir,
I don't want you to violate my orders, so I need you to listen to these conditions, okay?
All right.
sir,
You to have no hostile contact with your father. Do you understand that?
I read the papers, it says so, that 500 feet.
No.
distance-
So I'm changing that. So I'm trying to want you to listen.
Oh, okay, you're.
Will allow you to have contact with your father, but it has to be a non-violent contact. You cannot be violent with him in any way. You cannot use abusive language towards him.
I hardly talk to him.
You cannot use threats of, just listen, because I don't want you to miss this. You cannot use threats of violence towards him. Because no matter whether your father calls law enforcement or somebody that sees or hears you all arguing calls law enforcement, you're going to be arrested. You cannot possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. We'll make it a condition that you go to all your mental health appointments. Make it also condition that you take any prescriptions or medications they prescribe to you. Any mental health medications they're prescribed to you, you have to take them in a dosage that is prescribed. Do you understand that?
I was depressed after my divorce. They forced me
Yep.
to take a medication.
Yeah,
I was just
I'm going to
depressed.
tell you right now, you're probably going to need it because you're having problems just dealing with me having this conversation in this hearing. So I'm going to tell you, ordering you that you have to take those medications, all right?
I will try my best. By my latest doctor never saw any discrepancy in my behavior and mentality. I worked 5 jobs in Florida alone. I worked in Arlington, sometimes 2 employments at a time. None of my colleagues, nobody ever complained about my behavior and having seen me mentally disabled or mentally off balance.
All right. Have a great day, ma'am. Yes, sir.
sir, I have
Yes, sir.
something to say. If she takes medicine, she's fine. She's very good functional, but if she denied to take medicine,
Yep.
then
That's-
she became like this. Sometimes 7-8 days hot-headed, sometimes cool. Sir, I beg you to give her treatment.
Give her,
I'm paying for treatment, not treatment.
sir, but what I did is about as much as I can do from the powers that are given to me by the legislature. So a lot of this, unfortunately, for people with mental health conditions, when they are in a state where they're not stable, they believe that they do not need medication. They believe that they are somehow cured from this disease that they suffer from. And unfortunately, family members usually catch the brunt of that problem. These are the ones that are caught in the crossfire between their mental health and, trying to take care of somebody you love. So, but that's as much as I can do. You can go downstairs, you can try to bond her out, and you can take her to wherever you see fit as a mental health facility.
So I'm pleased to you that she needs treatment. After treatment, she will be good. And give me the power to take her to doctor. You send it to doctor, to a mental hospital.
You can take her wherever you like. I just can't order her to do that right now without, like some other things happening. For what I can do, that's the only thing I can do is tell her that she has to make her mental appointments and has to take her medications. If she's not doing that, you should call her PTR officer and let him know.
So she will take medicine.
She needs to go to if she has a doctor, she needs to go see the doctor. If she's supposed to take medications, she's supposed to take her medications.
But here in America, she didn't gone to any mental hospital.
All right.
I could not take her to doctor because.
Okay. Well, take her to. You want to go see the doctor as soon as you leave here. All right. Have a great day. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Is the public defender appointed?
This public defender is appointed to represent her. All right. Have a great day, sir.
Sir, what you will keep her here?
You can go downstairs and probably bond her out, so you can talk to the people downstairs. Okay.
আপনি নিচে যেয়ে $500 দিয়ে ওকে বন্ড দিয়ে নিয়ে যান, ফ্রি করে নিয়ে যান।
কিন্তু আমি আপনার কাছে বলি, আমি একটা চাই, পাওয়ার অফ অ্যাটর্নি চাই, যাতে আমি তাকে, শি ইজ অ্যাডাল্ট, আমি তাকে ডাক্তারের কাছে নিতে পারি না, আমি যেন তাকে ডাক্তারের কাছে নিতে পারি। দিস ইজ মাই অ্যাপিল টু কোর্ট, অনারেবল কোর্ট।
So what he wants is the power of attorney, the power to take her, drag her to the doctor. Sometimes she refuses to go to the doctor, so he should be given that kind of some kind of a power.
Yes.
She is calling it power of attorney, so that he can take her to the doctor when he thinks it is important to do that.
Sir, I can't give you
Is needful.
Sir, I can't give you legal advice. You may want to talk to her attorney, the public defender's office, talk to some other attorneys about your questions, okay? I can't answer those questions for you, okay? You have a great day.
এখানে উনি না, আপনি বাইরে অ্যাটর্নির সঙ্গে কথা বলেন ভাই, ঠিক আছে? Okay.
Okay, sir. So this is I apologize to you, sir. She is a citizen of US. In front of my eyes, she's dying.
All right.
I cannot help her.
All right, sir.
So that's why I beg to you, please send her to a mental hospital and she will be fine. After 1 month, she will be good.
Yeah.
And help her to be functional. Because she's a human being. She's not criminal. What he did, what he does, it out of her mind. Sometimes she became insane. She doesn't know anybody.
Yeah. Well, sir, there's limited power that I have here to help her with that situation. So like I said, you may want to talk to some attorneys about it and see if there is some other legal action you can take, okay? You have a great day.
ওনার ক্ষমতা খুবই সীমিত, এক্ষেত্রে উনি ওগুলো কিছু করতে পারবেন না। আপনি বরং ওকে বন্ড দিয়ে বের করে নিয়ে যান, নিয়ে গিয়ে একটা অ্যাটর্নির সঙ্গে কথা বলে এটার ব্যবস্থা করেন।
All right, thank you, sir.
Give her the glass.
Downstairs. All right, thank you, Madam Interpreter.
Okay, thanks for using our services. Bye. Have a good day.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah. Somebody wants to advocate for more tools for me up here. I am open to that.
Savage, it's mental health.
All right, it's 2021 CF 12153AO. Mr. Savage here on charge of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, domestic violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for his arrest. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent him.
I'll waive the appearance.
All right. I'm going to set his bond in amount of $5,000. Condition of his bond, you have no contact with the victim in this case. He needs to comply with the injunction in 2021 DR 93550. May not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms he has needs to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. He may not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Subject to random drug and alcohol testing. In 2021 CF 3886AO, of course, going to find out probable cause for armed view violation of probation. Did you file on this case yet?
One moment, Your Honor.
On 2021 DR 9355.
Your Honor, did you mean to say an on-view VOP?
Is a
He's not.
At this time, Your Honor, no,
he's
we
on
have not filed on the
probation
case.
and no, I said he's out on bond or out RR.
You said an on-view VOP.
I said I did. So I'm sorry. I apologize. He's out on RR in case 2021 CF 3886AO.
No, Your Honor, it has not been filed on.
I'm going to revoke that bond, going to set bond in count one, amount $2,000, count two, $250. Addition that bond, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm going to appoint the public defender represent him in cases not already have representation. Morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Asia Crystal Baker.
Ms. Baker, you're here in case 2021 MM 6332 AO on charge of battery domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case. It did find probable cause for your arrest. Am I reading this right, Ms. Davis?
Yeah, I was about to say, you all are not gonna see it as a crime against a child. I don't know, I guess because the victim was under 18, but they didn't charge it that way. So, I mean, I feel she could qualify for PTR.
Yeah. All right, ma'am, I'm gonna set your bond amount of $500. It's gonna cover pretrial release supervision. You had no contact with the victim in this case. You had no unsupervised contact with any child under the age of 18 years old. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. Give you one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about your no contact order, ma'am?
Yeah, I was finna ask you, can you go back to that part where you were saying that I can't be around no children under?
No unsupervised contact with any child under the age of 18 years old.
Okay, so I can't be around my kids.
You can, just as long as you're supervised. Have a great day, man. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Charles Laverne Cox.
Mr. Cox, you're here in case 2021 MM 6346 AO on charges of violation of a domestic violence injunction. It's no contact. You reviewed the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. 1 second here. All right. Gonna set your bond in this case in an amount of $25,000. Condition of the bond, no contact with the victim. No weapons, no firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Need to comply with the injunction 2021 DR 10297. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Jessica Evans.
Ms. Evans, you're here in case 2021 MM 6343 AO on charge of battery dating violence. Did review the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount $250. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You'd have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return if you have a shared residence with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. and I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about your no contact order? All right, you have a great day, ma'am. Morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Stephen Griffin.
Mr. Griffin, you're here in case 2021 MM 6338AL on charge of battery, dating, violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Monica Charleron, Charleron.
And could you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, put your hand down. Ma'am, can you tell me how you know Mr. Griffin?
We met in 2018.
You're gonna speak like a little clearer and louder. Sorry.
We met in 2018.
All right.
We used to sell shoes, and that's how I met him.
All right. Are you guys currently dating?
Yes.
Okay. And do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
Yes.
Has there been previous instances of domestic violence between you all in the past?
No.
Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this current incident?
No.
State, do you have any questions for the witness?
No questions, Your Honor.
And Ms. George?
No, Your Honor.
Does anybody want to advocate for anything other than no contact?
Your Honor, I would ask for a no hostile contact order, given the witness's testimony that this has not happened before. So I'd ask for a no hostile contact order in this case.
And State, do you have an offer as to this driverless suspended case?
No, Your Honor.
About to check to see you got his license back? All right, Mr. Griffin, in your case, going to set your bond amount of $1,000. Condition of your bond is that you have no hostile contact with the victim in this case. No hostile contact means this. You're allowed to have disagreements with your girlfriend. You're allowed to have disagreements about what happened in this case. However, those disagreements cannot turn violent. There can be no threats made or threatening language used. There can be no abusive language used as well. There can be no threats of violence. Because no matter whether she calls law enforcement or somebody that sees or hears you all arguing calls law enforcement, you're going to get arrested. You're going to spend a lot of time here with me at the Orange County Jail on a no bond status. You understand that? Can't hear you.
Yes, sir.
You do not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. No. Are you still on probation in Seminole County for this case?
No, I'm not on probation.
Well, if you want to resolve your driver license suspended case, you can. The court's going to offer you an adjudication of guilt, credit for the time you served in that case. This court cost of prosecution amount $306 if you want to accept that offer.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
You have an open driver license suspended case in 2021 CT 1353AW. The state doesn't have an offer for you, but I'm looking at your driving record. The court's going to offer you an adjudication of guilt, credit time served if you want to resolve that case with the court this morning.
So when you say credit for time served, it'll be no time served and they just have to pay court fines for it?
Correct. If you want to resolve that case, we understand that the more driver license suspended charges you get, the chances are, like depending on your driving record, you could be charged as a felon. You understand that?
Correct.
All right. Do you want to resolve your case with the court this morning?
Just so I understand clear, there'll be no time served for that, just have to pay court fines?
Correct.
Sure.
All right. All right. Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sir.
Or you put your hand down. Sir, you're here in case 2021 CT 1353AW on a charge of driving license suspended. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Sir.
You want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve that case with the court this morning?
No contest, Your Honor.
No contest.
Right. Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to be waiving your right to have a trial in this matter?
Yes, sir.
You understand at that trial, the state you had to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes, sir.
You understand you're waiving your right to challenge the state's evidence, question the state's witnesses, and call witnesses on your behalf.
Yes, sir.
If there was a witness you wanted to call and that witness did not want to appear, the court can use a subpoena power to make that witness appear. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You understand you're waiving your right to remain silent as to this matter.
Yes, sir.
You understand you are waiving your right to appeal any errors in this case, except the court's jurisdiction over you and the sentence I'm going to impose.
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
I understand.
I did have an opportunity to review a charging affidavit and a citation in this case, so I did find a factual basis for your plea based on those two things. I'm going to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge. Give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs and costs of prosecution in this case are $306. I'm going to give you 2 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You're going to have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I believe we were appointed.
At what point? Oh, you were the public.
So I would-
Okay, so there's a $50. Well, sorry. So there's a $50 public defender application fee, a $50 public assistance. So that's your total cost of that is $406. I'll still give you 2 years to make that all that payment. And you can pay it a little bit of time, all at once, to the clerk. You have 2 years to make that happen. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in your new case. I forget any condition state as to the new case? So no hostile contact, no weapons, no firearms, correct?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Mr. Griffin. Don't violate my orders. All right. Morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name? Ms. Lewis, you're here in case 2021 MM6345AO on a charge of battery domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. We're going to set your bond in this case amount of $250. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You'd have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Do you have any questions about your no contact order, ma'am?
No, sir.
All right, you have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
My name is Candido Masonette.
Mr. Masonette, you're here in case 2021 MM 6334 AO on charge of battery dating domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount of $1,500. Condition of your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. Do you have any questions about your no contact order, sir?
Sir.
All right, you have a great day, sir. Well, sir, can you tell me your name?
Winston Sharp.
Mr. Sharp, you're here in case 2021 MM 6347 AO on charge of violation of a domestic violence injunction and battery domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. State, good question. The injunction, does it allow for no hostile contact or contact?
I'll see if I can pull it up, Your Honor.
It's 2021 DR 105560. Because the way it like the way this report reads is almost like it's a no hostile contact.
I'm not able to pull it up by the number, so I'll just try pulling it up by his name.
The report says 2021 DR 010556, maybe, oh. It's maybe 60. No. That's him? Yeah, sure.
No contact.
Yes, no contact. All right. Ms. Sharp, usually in these circumstances, my bond conditions reflect people's inability to follow these orders, but it's like this happened at your house. That she came to your house. But still, you gotta talk to the judge on the 13th about how you guys are gonna move forward. All right, I'm gonna set your bond in count one, amount of $1,000, count two, $500, condition of your bond. You have no contact with the victim in this case. I understand you guys have a child together, but you guys gonna have to figure that out. Well, you guys, like, there's no contact because this is gonna happen again. You abide by the injunction 2021 DR 105560, and you're not allowed to possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. Yes, 1,500. Come on, sir, can you tell me your name?
Bruce Welch, the second.
Mr. Welsh, you're here in case 2021 MM 6337AO on charge of battery domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Was this not interviewed, or what says? Was it emergency contacts?
You could qualify.
All right. Mr. Welsh, going to set your bond in this case amount of $250. Is going, actually, I'm sorry, set your bond amount of $500. Condition of your bond to be subject to pretrial release supervision. You have no contact with the victim in this case. You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Not allowed to possess any drugs, alcohol without a valid prescription. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have any questions about your no contact order?
Kind of, sort of.
Oh, let's see if Ms. George can answer those questions for you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day. All right. Come on, sir, can you tell me your name?
Nikhil Hall, sir.
Mr. Hall, you're here in 2011 DR 1009187, writ from Polk County. Your purge amount in that case amount is $26,000. That's going to remain until you talk to the judge out there in Polk County about your current writ situation. You have a great day, sir. All right. Oh, there it is. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
William Westreck.
Mr. Is it Westwright?
Westreck.
Westreck. Mr. Westreck, you're here in case 2019 CF 54868 from Brevard County. Judge in Brevard County set your bond in each one of your accounts, an amount of $3,500. Your bonds remain set. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you to get you over to Brevard County, but you can bond out if you like.
Can I bond out from here?
Yes, sir?
Can I bond out from here?
You should. Unless there's, yeah, it's like the warrant actually says 3,500 on each count. I don't know why.
You said on each count?
That's what I read, didn't it? Let's look. I'll go back and look at it. When I read it, it looks like it said 3,500 on each one. Hold on. 1 second. I'll go back. This is West Shrek. The little one sheet thing I had. It's a violation of drug offender probation. $3,500. Is it total bond? And it says, because then it says 3 counts, and then, well, it's 2 cases. That's what it is. I'm sorry. He has 2 cases. He has 2019 CF 37886, and he has all his 2019 CF 54868. But in both cases, the bonds are $3,500. I don't know.
He's just here on one case.
Was he supposed to be here on both cases? And
No, they only served one case.
Yeah, the other case should be done.
I don't. Well, if you only have one case open, so in one case, the bond's $3,500 for violation of probation. And then the other case, if it's still open, it's still
I
$3,500.
can bond out from here and go home
You should.
from here?
Well, I mean, you gotta go to your court hearing, you gotta go to your violation of probation arraignment, most likely. So don't miss that court date, because then, you know, things are not gonna be as friendly as this judge, is being to you right now. So you gotta get over to Brevard County to handle this. All right. So it's $3,500, I'll keep it on, I guess, I don't know why is it 2 counts like this. It's total bond $3,500. Yep. All right. Have a great day, sir. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Pat Worstel.
Mr. Worstel, you're here in 2021 CF 378B from Lake County. The Judge of Lake County, we set your bond, each count amount of $2,000. Your bonds remain as set. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you to get you over to Lake County, but you can bond out if you like. You have a great day, sir. All right. Good morning, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Claire Lisa James.
Ms. James, you're here in case 2019 CF 12322 AO for violation of probation. The judge in that case set aside a warrant setting your bond at no bond. You're a violent felony offender of special concern, ma'am. You're not going to be entitled to release or bail or bond on this case until your violation of probation goes to hearing. We're going to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case.
Please.
You have a great day.
Your Honor, she has another case.
No? She does? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. You also have 2021 CF 11787. You're arrested on warrant in that case for the charge of aggravated battery with a motor vehicle. Set your bond in that matter amount of $10,000, conditioning your bond that you have no contact with the victim in that case. Now return to the scene of the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in that case as well. No drugs, no alcohol, sorry. Without valid prescription. All right, have a good day, ma'am. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Tyrone Riley, sir.
Mr. Riley, here in case 2019 CF 4484 AO on charge of violation of probation. 2019 CF 12239 AO for violation of probation. Judge sign your warrants in that case, set your bond at no bond. Your bonds remain at no bond. You are also a violent felony offender of special concern. You're not going to be entitled to release of bail or bond on your violation of probation until that violation of probation goes to hearing. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in both of these cases. You have a great day, sir. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Cody Weatherill.
Sir, you're here in case 2020 CF 12054 AO on charge of violation of probation. Judge signed your warrant in your case, did find probable cause and set your bond at no bond. Are you calling in or are you on the? I don't see you, so I was just wondering. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Sean Vasai, Your Honor.
Mr. Vasai, you're here in case 2021 CF 9811 AO on a charge of aggravated stalking after injunction. The judge signed your warrant in this case has already found probable cause for your arrest. Counsel, put your name on the record.
Leah Harwell for the defense, Your Honor. Last name Hartwell.
All right, and you want to tell me anything prior to you setting conditions for Mr. Vasai? Ms. Harwell? Ms. Harwell, did I lose you?
No, you did not.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep, there we go. I said, did you want to tell me anything prior to me setting the release conditions for Mr. Vasai?
Yes, Your Honor. So the misdemeanor underlying was actually done away with. I believe the charges were dropped, stolen through. There was an affidavit of alleged violation for the standard.
Oh, you're like fading away.
I'm sorry, Your Honor?
You're fading away. Like you were telling me that something about a misdemeanor and then coasted into, I couldn't hear anything after that.
All right, let's see if I can get the electronics back in a more compliant manner. Is that better?
Yep, there you go.
Okay. So as I was saying, the original criminal case was done away with. There was only this DR issue that has been in effect for a little bit of time. Obviously, he's not a flight risk. He lives with his family in Atlanta. And as far as the aggravated stalking, obviously we haven't seen any evidence of that, as the hearing hasn't even been heard on that for this alleged violation of this no contact and of the injunction. Those are just some relevant factors that I would like to bring to your Honor's attention. So this doesn't seem to appear to be aggravated as we would normally see it here in Florida. I believe he was transported all the way down from Georgia in order to get this resolved. There is a significant family ties. He has family members here locally. He has, like I said, he lived with several family members. He ran a family business with them. He was full-time employed. And as far as I understand it, Your Honor, I do have some slight concerns just about the stress of being in a COVID transport and everything else you could possibly imagine, that there may be some concerns about some mental health distress. So I would like to the court take that into consideration if we were perhaps going to discuss some sort of release lower from the bond schedule with specific conditions. And obviously I could pull the statute. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to get the state's position as we were hired late last night on this.
All right. All right, State, what do you think?
Your Honor, I'm looking at the notes.
This is kind of.
Your Honor, it appears as though the defendant was a student of the victim.
Yeah.
She has contacted us and has indicated that his actions have been terrifying and emotionally draining. I would ask for a reasonable bond in light of that information, including the fact that a victim has reached out to us, Your Honor.
I guess. Oh, this affidavit is, kind of keeps going back and forth in time. All right, so from what I can tell, back in 2017, Mr. Versailles was, it was a order of protection against him placed on him back in 2017. And then it took some effort to get him served. But the injunction is in place now. And then there's and were there other cases, that's what you're saying, Ms. Hartwell, back in May and August?
The only history that I was able to locate was a several years old misdemeanor, which I'm assuming was from sort of this domestic dispute, which was no prost. And then there was the DR, which was in place. And I understand there's a lot of back and forth, but as I was an AOR, I can't speak intelligently with any personal knowledge as to how those exchanges went. I can say that there was the affidavit / notice to the court to reopen the DR case filed along with an affidavit, which of course, since we are not AORs on that, we haven't had a chance to receive. The state made comments here about some vague comments about being terrified by these actions. Respectfully, that's not helping clarify the ambiguity. Was there specific threats mentioned? But there was no evidence that there was any immediate agency called into play aside from just calling the state attorney's office to go get him from Georgia and haul him down. And I have no problem going through the standard bond requirements if the state needs more information in order to feel more secure with letting him go back home, or at least within the care of his family member or within any sort of supervision. But there's a presumption leaning towards a release on this, especially without any
he's entitled
articulated
to,
victim statements.
without a pretrial detention motion, does the state's plan to file one? He's entitled to release. I'm more trying to, usually in aggravated stalking cases, there are multiple contacts over some period of time. But from what I'm reading this affidavit, and it seems sometime in May and maybe in August, there was some voicemails left by presumably Mr. Versailles. And that's what triggered, this warrant. All right, Mr. Versailles, is he qualified for pretrial release?
Your Honor, I do not believe he is excluded from it, but if the state has anything that they've pulled from obviously their systems, please feel free to correct me.
I was just trying to see if he qualifies.
I read through the amended admin order. I believe it was, my handwriting is terrible.
Yeah.
The latest
all right,
one, the
Mr.
98
Versailles,
version.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to set your bonds as follows. I'm going to set your bond in the sole count in the amount of $5,000. You're going to be entitled to pretrial. You're going to be subject to pretrial release supervision as well. I want to allow you to return to the state of Georgia as a condition of your release. You had to have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to comply with the injunction in 2017 DR 983 AO. You're not allowed to possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And you have Ms. Hartwell representing you in this case. Do you have any questions about the no contact order?
No, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about your injunction?
No, Your Honor.
Are you going to don't violate my orders?
No, sir.
All right, because you already had experienced the ride that you had to take from Atlanta here. Violate my orders, it's going to be the same ride, but then you may not be going back to Atlanta for a while. All right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, just so we can make the minutes clear, depending on what time he may or may not be able to get bailed out, can we just give him a 24-hour window in which to, especially if it's the middle of the night, business day, say 2 o'clock for release?
For the weapons, you mean?
No. From whenever he is bonded out, the jail can take anywhere between 4 to 8 hours to process him out. There's a good likelihood he couldn't get out until evening. So instead of him having to immediately check in, are we allowed to extend him until tomorrow? I just don't want there to be any issues with him.
No, he should be fine. His
Violating
pretrial release.
before he
Pretrial
even
release
gets out
is gonna be one of the last people he's gonna see before he leaves the doors of the Orange County Jail. So
Perfect.
they'll be checking in with him. I'm quite sure everything is by phone for out-of-state people. They'll be checking on him, make sure he's complying with my orders, and if he does, then you won't have a problem with me. You gotta deal with your case downtown.
I believe the case number we just located it yesterday, and there should be more showing. But I appreciate that very much, sir. Please give me a call when you are out of court and with your family. And may I be excused, Your Honor?
All right, yes, ma'am.
Thank you kindly, everybody. Be safe. You as well,
Have a good
State. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
You are the only participant.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Pardon me?
Can you tell me your name, sir?
What's my name?
Yes, sir.
Joey Lamar Lester.
Mr. Lester, you're here in case 2021 CF 11965 AO on charge of burglary or conveyance and battery. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. Did find probable cause for both of those charges. Going to set your bond in count 1, amount of $3,500, and count 2, an amount of $100. Condition of your bond: no contact with the victim, no contact with any witnesses, no return to the scene of the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
Whoa.
Hold on.
They're telling me he has another case. Let's look. I
I
didn't see
believe that
another
one
case.
occurred back,
Attempted, robbery?
August 22nd of this year, Your Honor. However, the report date on the burglary was in May, the incident.
Was it an open case, you mean? Hold on. This is Mr. Lester.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Okay, I only had the one case from Mr. Lester, 11965. All right, have a great day, sir. All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good morning, Ryan Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, you're here in case 2020 CF 8628 AO on charge of failure to appear. You're also here in case 2021 MM 1671 AO on a failure to appear warrant. As to your felony case, your bond is $0. As to your misdemeanor case, bond in each count an amount of $250. I'm going to appoint a public defender if you're not already appointed in these cases. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning. Good afternoon now. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Ryan Sharp.
Mr. Sharp, you're here in two matters. The first one, 2021 MM 6339 AO on a charge of trespass after warning. You're also here in case 2021 CF 12157 AO on a charge of battery on a law enforcement officer. Did review the charging affidavits in these cases. Did find probable cause for your arrest. say that you want to resolve these things separately, or?
No, Your Honor, not at this time.
All right, sir, as to your misdemeanor count, I'm gonna set your bond in amount of $100. As to your felony count, I'm gonna set your bond amount of $1,000. Issue the bond, no return to the scene of the location in both cases. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm not gonna take any action on your 2019 MM30AO case. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in any case that you're not already represented. You have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, can we skip Mr. Howard?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Joshua Barnes.
Mr. Barnes, you're here in 2021 MM 6340 AO on charge of trespass on property after warning. Did review the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Say was an offer to resolve Mr. Barnes' case.
Adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to the subway at 400 West Amelia Street.
All right. Mr. Barnes, do you want to accept the offer from the state of Florida of adjudication of guilt, credit time, sir?
Yes.
All right, sir, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You can put your hand down, sir. Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM 6340 AO on charge of trespass after warning. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case this afternoon?
No contest.
No contest.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights listed on the plea form that's in front of you?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
I'm sorry.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
Do you understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Did have opportunity to review your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis contained therein, going to accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered, will adjudicate you guilty of the charge. Give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs and cost of prosecution in this case are $273. We'll give you 1 year from today's date to make that money, pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir. You know Arraignments now? All right, when do you want to do the arraignments? At the end now? Okay. Madam Clerk is asking that we do the arraignments now. You guys get a chance. So the first one I have is Williams. Is he coming?
Williams is medical, Your Honor.
All right. This 2020 CT 3382 AO. Is this as a public defender client?
I'll waive the appearance and enter a plea of not guilty.
All right, we'll set him for Division 84.
Pretrial date will be October 18th at 9 o'clock on 4B.
He has another case, 2020 CT 4725 AO.
I'll waive the appearance and enter a plea of not guilty.
Same dates. All right. And Chang.
Shane is medical also, Your Honor.
2021 MM 6206 AO is a public defender client.
I'll waive the appearance and enter a plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, we'll set him for Division 80.
Pretrial date will be September 23rd at 9 o'clock in courtroom 9C.
All right, this is 2020 MM 173 AE, Mr. Coleman.
He's medical also.
All right, he's going to appoint a public defender to represent him in this case is a violation of probation arraignment.
I'll waive and enter a denial, Your Honor.
All right, we'll set him for VOP status in Division 61.
It will be October 18th at 11 o'clock in courtroom 6B.
Fright in 2021 MM 5539.
He's medical.
Sorry. And going to public defender client.
I'll waive and enter plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, we're setting for Division 50.
The trial date will be September 20th at 1:30 in courtroom 7C.
All right, I have Grant in 2021 MM 1505AO. Going to appoint a public defender to represent Mr. Grant.
He's medical also.
I'll waive and enter plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, we'll set him for Division 81. Got it.
October 18th, I'm sorry, October 1st at 9 o'clock in courtroom 4E.
All right, I have Hopkins 2021 MM 359AA.
You right here, Your Honor.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Good morning, sir. Sorry, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Antonio Hopkins.
Mr. Hopkins, you're here in case 2021 MM 359AA on a charge of, battery, domestic violence. That is a first-degree misdemeanor. It's a punishable to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You're represented by the Public Defender's Office. Ms. George will plead on behalf of Mr. Hopkins.
Not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Hopkins, we're going to set you for Division 50 for pretrial and trial on the following days.
Pre-trial date is September 20th at 1:30 in courtroom 7C.
All right, you have a great day, sir.
All right. I thought a misdemeanor was 30 days.
I can't think of a misdemeanor in the state of Florida that's 30 days, so, but
3 days? Wasn't it
I
33?
think 60 days for a second-degree misdemeanor, first-degree misdemeanor is a 1 year.
But
All right, you have a great day, sir.
The victim did press charges.
Looks like the state's moving forward, so.
So if the state press charges, I still got to wait 33 days? Third day is Monday.
That's a different standard you gotta talk to your attorney about, okay?
Mr. Legg is medical.
All right, it's 2021 MM 5323AO. Mr. Legg is represented by the Public Defender's Office.
I'll waive and enter plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, set him for Division 50 for pretrial and trial.
It will be September 20th at 1:30 in courtroom 7C.
Mayo, scratch, right? You got Mayo?
Yes, sir.
Linda?
No, Danielle Mela. Okay. Danielle Mela, Daniel James
Yeah.
Hospital.
Hospital, all right.
Yeah. Expired.
All right, it's 2021 MM 2669 AO, he represented by the Public Defender's Office.
I'll waive and enter plea of not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, we're set for Division 82.
October 11th at 10, courtroom 10B.
Yeah, Mr. Howard here, Your Honor.
All right. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
David Dwayne Howard.
Mr. Howard, you're here in case 2021 CF 12165 AO on charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
How much I didn't charge him?
Yep. Did review the charging affidavit in your case? Did find probable cause for your arrest?
I didn't touch him, man. I didn't go around him.
1 second. Give me 1 second.
Old man. I don't need to go back down prison. Something I ain't do.
All right. Give me 1 second here. Get your case pulled back up here.
I never hurt nobody. Except in Vietnam.
It's a move up, right? It was a move up, right? All right, I'm gonna set your bond in this case in an amount of $1,000, conditioning your bond. No contact with the victim, no return to the scene of the location, no weapons, no firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
Oh, I can't hear that guy. I can't hear hardly what he said.
Does he need you need the hearing devices?
Huh?
Can you not hear me, or you need the hearing aids?
I need something.
All right,
I
got
still
you.
can't hear what you said.
We got you covered.
Mm-hmm. You got Robin?
You hear me now?
I hear you.
All right. All right, sir, you're here on 2021 CF 12165 AO on a charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Found probable cause for your arrest after reviewing the charging affidavit. I set your bond in this case amount of $1,000. Additional your bond, no contact with the victim, no return to the scene of the location. May not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. And I want to appoint the public defender to represent you. All right, you have a great day, sir.
Damn, that's it?
That's it?
What happened to release?
That's it.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Stephen McCarter.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 MM 6335 AO on charge of trespass after warning. Did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. State was an offer to resolve Mr. McCarty's case.
Adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to the Wawa at 1200 West Colonial Drive.
All right, Mr. Carter, you want to accept the state's offer?
Yes, yes,
Can you
sir.
raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you're here for that case of a charge of trespass on property after warning. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
No contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're going to waive all the rights listed on that plea form.
Okay.
Yes, you understand?
Yeah.
All right. Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir. No, sir. No.
You understand if you're not a United States citizen, you can be deported from this country based on this plea?
Yes, sir.
Are you under influence? Oh, sorry. I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis contained therein. Going to accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge, give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs of prosecution in this case are $273. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Okay.
All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Charles Bacon.
Mr. Bacon, you're here in case 2021 CT 1322 AO on a failure to appear warrant. Judge in that case set your bond in the amount of $2,000. I was going to ask the state of Florida, they had an offer to resolve your case.
Adjudication of guilt and credit time served.
Mr. Bacon, do you want to accept the state's offer of adjudication of guilt credit time, sir?
Yes, sir.
Ms. George, is he a client of yours?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
All right. All right, sir, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you can put your hand down. Sir, you're hearing that case 2021 CT 1322 AO on a charge of no valid driver's license. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to plead guilty or no contest to resolve this case? Guilty or no contest?
No contest, sir.
Do You understand by entering a plea of no contest in this matter, you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you.
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation. You understand if you're not a United States citizen, you can be deported from this country based on this plea?
Sorry, what was that?
Do you understand if you're not a United States citizen,
yes, sir,
you can be deported from this country based on this plea?
Yes, sir.
I did have an opportunity to view your court file on this case. Did find a factual basis contained therein. Going to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge, give you credit for the 30? Oh, 3 days. 3 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 3 days credit time served. The court costs and cost of prosecution in this case are $306. I'll give you 1 year, I'll give you 2 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. I mean, you seem to be a U.S. citizen. I mean, you need to figure out a way to get a license, my man.
Yes, sir.
You have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name? Oh, sorry, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Good afternoon, Antonio Harmon.
Mr. Harmon, you're here in case 2021 MM 6194 AO on a charge of stalking. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. The warrant, there's a warrant signed by a judge in this case, to find a probable cause for your arrest. Does anybody have the DR case number?
2021 DR 10136-0.
10136-0? All right, Mr. Harmon, I'm going to set your bond in this matter in amount of $2,500. Condition of your bond is that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You need to comply with the injunction in case 2021 DR 1036-AO. Sorry, 10360. You're not allowed to possess any weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You also may not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You're subject to random drug and alcohol testing. I'm not going to take any action on your 2021 CF 5338 AO case. Is that one of those, seeing diversion 2? Because it says PTD, so I'm guessing.
I can confirm that, Your Honor, just a moment.
Is he one of the drug diversion programs? Why are we doing that? Mr. Harmon, you got any questions about your no contact order?
No, sir.
You got any questions about your injunction?
Well, actually, I went to court yesterday for the injunction. I don't even know who is it for. Is it for, because I believe 2 people went and put it out on me.
All right.
Same thing. So I don't know. Yesterday when I went to court, the lady, she said that I can contact my baby's mother for me to speak to my kids.
I'm not sure what the...
She added language with that, so I'm trying to figure out, is it that one that y'all telling me no contact for, or is it the one for Jennifer O'Neill?
Well, the 10136 AO case. I'll give you a copy of the injunction.
I have them right here. I have both of them.
All right. Slide down.
This one I got yesterday. This for Gina McLeod Turner. This one says that I could have language. And then this other one I just got this morning. This one I have court for the 21st on that one.
Well, what your injunction says, you can have no hostile contact regarding the children with, so.
But that's
Leave
what
this-
I get to understand because it says that I.
This current case is not the same person, though.
It's, and then this other one that I just got today, I think that's. the-
One second. Let me get it.
No contact order,
6194.
because I don't know which. I don't know which number.
All right, so I'll make a condition, my no contact order. I'll make it mirror the injunction, so you can have no hostile contact regarding children. All right? May want to talk to them, appointed public defender to represent you. May want to talk to them about the safe way to get that done. Because phone calls may not be the most prudent thing for you to do, because you want to keep track of what was said between the two of you.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, with regard to the out of bond case, 21 CF 5338, yes, defendant was referred to pretrial diversion, August 24th.
All right. I'm not going to disturb that case. You say you have a copy of the injunction, correct?
Yes.
All right, make sure you comply with all the conditions inside of that injunction so you don't get arrested for violating a court order.
Thank you.
Let me write it on here. Service. Or can you let me know who I need to talk to if I? Sure. All right, good morning, ma'am. Oh, sorry, good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Brittany Phillips.
Ms. Phillips, you're here in case 2021 MM 3787 AO on a failure to appear warrant. Judge signed a warrant. In this case, set your bond amount of $2,000. Going to ask the state of Florida to have an offer to resolve your case
Not
today.
at this time, Your Honor.
All All right.
I'm sorry, I have a what?
Looks like you have a $2,000 bond. So your bond, the state doesn't have an offer to resolve your case, so the bond, your bonds will remain at $2,000. Does she already have the public defender? All right, do you want the public defender to represent you in this case?
Yes, please.
I'm going to appoint them to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, ma'am.
I just have one question. They're telling me that in the system it says it's for an out of county, but
You have a failure to appear warrant from.
yeah, they were telling me that in the system it shows for an out of county, but I'm trying to figure out, because I served my time
No, it's
for it.
it's our county.
It's for Orange County? Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Robert R.C.
It's RC here in case 2021 MO 1043 AO on a charge of open container. Did review the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. All right. The city of Orlando is offering you a withhold adjudication of guilt and court costs. Do you want to resolve your case with the city?
Yes, I do.
Here, raise your right hand and be sworn in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you put your hand down. You're hearing that, that charge of open containers, a second-degree misdemeanor, is punishable to 60 days in the Orange County Jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes. I thought it was a city ordinance.
Yep, it is a city ordinance, but it's still a second-degree misdemeanor.
Oh.
All right. You want to plead guilty or no contest to resolve this case with the city?
Oh, I would like to plead no contest.
You understand about entering a plea of no contest? You're waiving all the rights on the plea form in front of you?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Has it might force, threaten, or coerce you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand about entering this plea if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yeah, I'm a citizen.
You have opportunity to review your charging affidavit, did find a factual basis contained therein, going to accept your plea of no contest, finds your plea is freely and voluntarily entered, going to withhold adjudication of guilt, give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. Court costs of prosecution in this case are court costs in this case are $223. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. I see we saw you the other day, Mr. RC, but it's like you've been avoiding us for a while, which is good. That you told me that you were leaving town. What happened?
Well, I didn't come through with the money that I needed, so I'm still working on that.
All right. Well, good luck out there.
Thank you.
Have a good day. All right. Yes, ma'am.
I'm just wondering,
All right. You guys, sir, can you tell me your name?
Sir,
Can you tell me your name, sir? Your name.
Emerson T. Washington.
Mr. Washington, you're here in case 2021 MO 1045 AO on charge of open container. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. I believe the city of Orlando is offering a withhold of adjudication of guilt and court costs to resolve your case. Are you having problems hearing me, or am I?
You can hear that? Put your hand up. You good?
Can't see it. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Real good.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yes,
There we
sir.
go. All right, sir, you're here in 2021 MO 1045 AO on a charge of open container. They reviewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. The city of Orlando is offering a withhold of adjudication of guilt and court costs. If you want to resolve your case today, would you like to do that today?
Yes, sir.
All right, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? There you go. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You put your hand down. Sir, that charge of open container that you're facing is a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case? Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve the case?
No contest.
I'm guilty.
All right, do you understand by entering a plea of guilty that you're going to waive all the rights outlined on the plea form?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir.
I did have an opportunity to review your charging affidavit, so I did find a factual basis for your plea. Going to accept your plea of guilty. Going to withhold adjudication of guilt. Give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served.
Yeah.
Court costs in this case are $223. Give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full.
Yes, sir.
30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm felony. Captain, sir, can you tell me your name?
Antonio, though.
It's Adolfo?
Adolph.
Oh, slow down, 'cause I can barely hear you.
I said Adolph.
Adolph. Sir, you're here on a couple of matters. The first one being from Brevard County. You have a case 2019, guessing probably DR 2335. Your purge amount in that case is $461 for writ. And you also arrested in 2021 CF 12145 AO on charge of possession of cocaine, possession of MDMA or ecstasy, and possession of cannabis. Reviewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. One second. All right, we're gonna set your bond at count one amount of $500, count two, 150, and count three, 100. Condition of your bond, no drugs, or alcohol without valid prescription. Be subject to random drug and alcohol testing. Want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Patrick Wayne Braswell.
Mr. Braswell, you're here in case 2021 CF 11939 on charge of accessory after the fact for kidnapping and accessory after the fact to a robbery. Judge signed your warrant in that case, did find probable cause for your arrest. One second here. All right, sir, I'm gonna set your bond in count one in amount of $5,000, count two in amount of $1,000. Condition of your bonds, no contact with the co-defendants in this case. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Also, no contact with any victims or witnesses. I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Freddie Perez Jr.
Mr. Briggs, you're here in case 2021 CF 12175 AO on a warrant signed by a judge for the charges of fleeing and attempt to elude law enforcement license sirens activated. Judge finding probable cause for your arrest is going to set your bond in that matter amount of $2,500. Conditions don't operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. We're going to appoint the public defender to represent you in that case. You have a great day, sir. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Ernest Brown.
Mr. Brown, you're here in case 2021 CF 97200 on a charge of fleeing and attempt to elude law enforcement and resisting officer without violence. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Oh, sorry. There was a warrant signed for a judge for your arrest. Finding probable cause. Gonna set your bond in count one amount of $2,000, count two $100. Condition on your bond. May not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. May not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Jalen Evans.
Mr. Evans, you're here in case 2021 CF 12126 on charge of attempted robbery with a firearm, attempted home invasion robbery with a firearm, aggravated battery with a firearm, attempted burglary of a dwelling with assault of battery therein with a firearm. Judge signed your warrant in this case already found probable cause for your arrest as to those charges. Going to set your bond in count one in amount of $5,000, count two $5,000, count three $150, count four $150. Condition of your bond: no return to the scene of the location, no contact with any victims or witnesses. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm also going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You are out on bond in case 2021 CF 8197 AO. Court find probable cause that you commit a new law offense while you're out on bond in that case. 1 second. Whoa, hold on. Maybe not. Hold on. Make sure I was correct. State that these charges are from May. This current warrant.
Just a minute, Your Honor.
Yep. So this warrant alleges on May 12th. So you weren't out on bond yet. So I'm not going to take any action on your out on bond case 2021 CF 8197 AO because I don't have jurisdiction to do so. But stay out of trouble, Mr. Evans. Have a great day. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Joshua Howell.
Mr. Howell, you're here in case 2021 CF 12154 AO on charge of driver license suspended as a third or subsequent offender. You reviewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest. Let me see something. All right, Mr. Howell, you still gonna be staying at this 1721?
That's my mom's address, sir.
All right, where are you living?
I'm
Is that-
homeless.
You're homeless?
Yes, sir.
Did your mom take your mail for you?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. Conditions: no operating motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. But you need to make sure your mom doesn't throw your mail away, because if you miss your court date,
Yes, sir.
you have experience, so you should know what's going to happen after that.
Yes, sir.
All right, have a great day.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Prentice Jackson, sir.
Mr. Jackson, you're here in case 2021 CF 12171 AO on a charge of possession of firearm by convicted felon and was our possession of firearm by convicted felon or ammunition by convicted felon in count 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 counts of possession of ammunition by convicted felon, possession of cannabis with intent to sell and deliver with a weapon, possession of cannabis, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in count 1 in amount of $5,000, count 2, 150, count 3, 150, count 4, 150, count 5, 150, count 6, 150, count 7, 150, count 8, 150, and count 9, 100. Condition of the bond: no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Subject to random drug and alcohol testing. May not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm also going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have any questions? Like you have a question?
I didn't catch what you.
Which part?
Talking about alcohol or something like that.
No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Subject to random drug and alcohol testing. As well, you may not possess any weapons or firearms because you're a convicted felon. So if you have those, give you got a jail card, turn them over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. All right? Have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, can I confirm count 7 is also $150?
Yes. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Richard Jones.
Mr. Jones, you're here in case 2021 CF 12178 AO on charges of trafficking in cocaine, 28 grams or more with a firearm, trafficking in fentanyl, 28 grams or more with a trafficking in fentanyl, 28 grams or more, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, possession of ammunition, firearm by a convicted felon, possession of cocaine with intent to sell and deliver with a firearm, possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of cannabis. You also have 2021 CF 9795 AO. You had a warrant for fleeing attempt to elude law enforcement licensed sirens. Just signed that warrant says already found probable cause for your arrest. Gonna set your bond in that case amount of $3,500. Did review the charging affidavit in 2021 CF 12178 AO. Did find probable cause for your arrest. All right. State, what are you asking I do as to count one of that charging affidavit?
Your Honor, trafficking in cocaine greater than 28 grams with a firearm is punishable by life. I would ask defendant be held no bond.
All right, and on point the public defender to represent you, Mr. Jones.
I reserve the right to have argument.
All right. Mr. Jones, as to count one, I'm going to stay your bond at no bond. Your bond is going to remain at no bond as to count one. As to count two, I believe the bond is set at $1 million. It's going to remain at $1 million. Count, get the other case up, sorry. 1 second. I lost your case here. 1 second. Count three, you're going to set your bond in the amount of $150. Count four, $150. Count five, $150. Count six, $150. Count seven, $150. Conditions of your bond: no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. May not possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be shown to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release, as well as you need to comply with Florida Statute 903.046 sub 2 sub F when posting bond in this case, because whoever needs to bond you, whoever is going to bond you out needs to file an affidavit with the court attesting that the funds used to bond you out were not coming from an illegal or illicit source. Well, you already had the public defender. I want to appoint a public defender in your other case as well, 2021 CF 9795 AO. All right, have a great day, sir.
Sir.
You already have stuff for me to sign, or you just waiting? No, I'm still waiting. Okay. All right, well, I did tell him 1 o'clock, so. All right. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Accessory Lopez.
Ms. Lopez, you're here in two matters. The first one, 2021 CF 12158, on charges of fraudulent use of personal identification. You're also here in 2021 MM 6341 AO on a charge of false information to law enforcement during the investigation. They reviewed both charging affidavits, did find probable cause for your arrest as to those two charges. In your felony case, going to set your bond amount of $1,000. As your misdemeanor case, going to set your bond amount of $100. Additionally, your bond may not possess anybody's identification except your own. Want to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, ma'am.
Your Honor,
Yes, ma'am.
can defendant please confirm her name?
Say your name. She said, say your name one more time. Say your name.
Accessory Lopez.
Can
Say
she?
Yasir Lopez. Or she-
I thought it's Garcia is the last name.
Garcia is my real name, but I'm under Accessory Lopez. That's why I'm here right now. On the fraud.
Okay.
I have to be fingerprinted.
Okay, I just,
Okay.
Lopez.
Yeah, she has an alias for both. So she has Garcia and Lopez.
Right.
Aliases for both, so.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day, ma'am.
Hi, Your Honor.
All right. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Savannah Miley. I did have a private attorney. I don't think he may have gotten hired on time.
Who's your attorney?
Sean Mendez.
Somebody got notice of appearance for Mr. Shaw.
If not, I was gonna ask for a bond today.
Yep, you're gonna get a bond. Just give me a second here. All right, we don't have anybody, we don't have a notice of appearance yet by an attorney, so. All right, ma'am, in case 2021 CF 12141 AO, you're here on charge of possession of heroin and with charge of possession of methamphetamine. Did review the charging affidavit in those cases, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond count 1, amount of $1,000, count 2, $150. Condition of your bond, no drugs or alcohol without valid prescription, subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. And give me 1 second here.
It says this bond was violated by the Marion
Hold on,
County
1 second.
on bond.
All right, ma'am, you are out on bond in case 2021 CF 8975 AO. Going to revoke that bond, find a probable cause that you committed a new law offense. Going to set bond in that case amount $2,000.
You're gonna revoke it?
Condition of your bond that you did not possess any drugs or alcohol without valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol testing in that case as well. Did you want me to appoint the public defender to represent you in those cases, or are you still?
So can I bond out today or no?
You can bond out, yes, but the question, do you want me to appoint the public defender, or are you going to still hire a private attorney?
No, it's fine.
Which one?
Private attorney.
Private attorney?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm not going to appoint a public defender to represent you in your cases. Have a great day, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
All right, got the news, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Michael Quinn.
What? Yeah, what, Moisey?
London.
London, all right. Mr. Quinn, you're here in 2021 CF 9226 AO on a failure to appear. Judge in that case set your bond at no bond. Your bond's going to remain at no bond. Does you already had a public defender? That's Quinn. All right, going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Willie Earl Rankin Jr.
Mr. Rankin, you're here in case 2021 CF 12160 AO on charge of grand theft motor vehicle. Did review the charging affidavit in this case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Gonna set your bond in this case in amount of $2,000. Condition of bond, no contact with any victims or witnesses from this case. You may not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. Give me 1 second.
The bond went up?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I ain't steal no car. I paid somebody for a ride.
Hey. Hey, you may want to stay to the end.
I paid somebody for a ride, and I'm in here for a GTA. The dude told everybody something.
Hey.
I paid him for a ride. I'm in a hotel room. Me and my brother in a hotel room.
Mr. Rankin, you want to get out of here today. You may want to stay to the end.
No money.
Well, you also have a case you're out on bond on, so you may want to stay to the end here. Let me look at the case real quick. All right, Mr. Rankin, I'm not going to take any action on your 2021 CF 5497 AO case. All right, have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Philip Rivers.
Mr. Rivers, you're here in case 2021 CF 12105 AO on charge of grand theft. Judge signed your warrant in the case. If already found probable cause for your arrest, going to set your bond in that case amount of $1,000. Condition to bond, no return to the scene, no contact with any victims or witnesses, without possessing any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this other case. You have a great day, sir.
Where was this taking place at?
Well, you gotta keep track of all these places, huh?
I know.
This says, let's look at the warrant. This has to do with a target on 120 West Grant Street.
Okay.
All right. All right. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name?
Shakira Sanchez Martinez.
All right, Ms. Sanchez Martinez, you're here in case 2021 CF 12180 AO on charge of possession of cocaine, sell and deliver of cocaine, trafficking in cocaine at 28 grams or more, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. We're gonna set your bond at count 1, amount of 150, count 2, 150, count 3, $50,000, count 4, $100. Condition of your bond, no drugs and alcohol without a valid prescription. You subject to random drug and alcohol testing. Whoever bonds you out in this case needs to comply with Florida Statute 903.046 sub 2 sub F. And in that case, they need to file an affidavit with the court attesting that the funds used to bond you out did not come from an illegal or illicit source. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. Unless you're going to hire your own attorney.
I'm gonna use the public offender for now.
All right. All right. Have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Rich Shoot.
Mr. Shoup, you're here in case 2021 CF 12149 AO on charge of uttering a forgery. I did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond amount of $1,000, condition of your bond. No contact with any victims or witnesses, no return to the scene of the location.
Is that 10,000 or 1,000?
1,000.
That'd be 100 to get out?
You're working with a bondsman if that's the fee. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you. You have a great day. I think Mr. Scott quick. All right, did we get a case number for Lieutenant yet? No? Did y'all get a case number? Case number, please, so I can deal with the case. All right. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Eddie Scott.
Mr. Scott, you're here in case 2021 CF 12168 AO on charge of possession of MDMA or ecstasy. They reviewed the charging affidavit in your case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to say your bond in this case amount of $1,000. Condition of your bond, not allowed to possess any drugs or alcohol without valid prescription. Subject to random drug and alcohol testing. You're out on bond in case 2021 MM 5232 AO. Why ordered you not to possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. And the court found a probable cause that you violated that order and has committed a new law offense. Going to revoke that bond, set a new bond at $0. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in any case you're not already represented. Have a great day, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Stanley Tyler.
Sir, you're here in case 2021 CF 12159 AO on charge of trafficking in a controlled substance of 4 grams or more, possession of a controlled substance. And 2021 CF 12161 AO, you're on charge of possession of cannabis with intent to sell and deliver. Give me 1 second here.
He just did her like a couple of people ago.
Say, am I missing something? Because anybody talk about the weight of these drugs?
No, Your Honor. He. No, he does not. May I have 24 hours to clarify, Your Honor?
Well, after I finish with Mr. Titus. All right, Ms. Titus, as the count, I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in both your cases. In 2021 CF 12159AO, I don't find probable cause for the offense of trafficking. I do find probable cause for the offense of possession of a controlled substance. But I will give the state 24 hours to clarify whether there was a trafficking amount of drugs that you're alleged to be possession of. So I'll state the bonds that are on your bond schedule as they are set. But we'll reset this for tomorrow morning or afternoon, state.
Afternoon, please, Your Honor.
Say again?
Can we just do the morning?
All right, tomorrow morning, I'll reset him for tomorrow morning.
He has another case.
Because they put it,
Yep, we're gonna do both.
I think they put it under the possession of cannabis. The affidavit.
Yeah, so that's,
That's why.
Yes, Your Honor. It's 8.5 grams of amphetamine pills, scale.
oh, that's, they want to do that so they can get higher bonds. That's the mistakes they're gonna make by doing that all the time. Which I'm still,
Okay.
and I don't know what 8.5 grams of amphetamine pills. The trafficking, the minimum trafficking amount, I believe is 7 grams, isn't it? Or
I think it depends on what it is.
I mean, on purposes, 20 pills of hydrocodone could possibly weigh 4 grams more, I'm not sure. But trafficking in amphetamine and trafficking in methamphetamine are under basically the same statute. I believe 7 grams is the. And we all discovered because of Ms. George a few months ago that oxycodone is 7 grams. And I'm looking to see if. And hydrocodone starts at 28 grams. So I don't know.
it's C1, Your Honors, so it's 4 grams or more, or.
And what statute? Where you?
Okay, I apologize. I'm looking at 893.135.
Yep.
And then it's sub 1C1. A person who knowingly sells, purchases, manufactures, delivers, or brings into the state, or who is knowingly in actual or constructive possession of 4 grams or more of any morphine, opium, hydromorphone, salt derivative, isomer. I think it's 4 grams or more, Your Honor, if I'm.
No, so
Correct.
hydromorphone is a different drug, and so is morphine and opium. So you got if you go down to the next sub 2 of that same paragraph, is any person that sells, purchases, manufactures, delivers, or brings to the state of Florida, or knowingly in actual possession of 28 grams or more of hydrocodone, that it makes hydrocodone to start, the trafficking starts at 28 grams.
Is
It's a less potent, it's the same, it's an opiate, but it's a less potent opiate than hydromorphone and morphine. So the legislature got tired of sending people to prison for.
Sure. So 24 hours, Your Honor?
I still give it 24 hours. I just want to clarify what the law is, and that I think amphetamine started, actually I want to say 14 grams. Is it I think 7 grams, and then, so if that's what they're alleging, then they need to allege it in the proper affidavit. All right, so say again? Say again? I was gonna keep them the same, because I'm not sure if there is a trafficking substance, because they didn't say trafficking in a particular substance, they say trafficking in a controlled substance, is what they said, so, Other cases, I'm gonna find probable cause, gonna set his bond in the amount of $150. No drugs, no alcohol, random drug testing.
On both cases, or?
It'll be on both cases, but I wasn't gonna address the other case until tomorrow, because I'm not sure what his bond conditions are gonna be. That's not gonna be his complete bond conditions on the other case, because if he's charged with trafficking, then I'm gonna make him verify his funds. Yeah, we're only gonna address the second case tomorrow.
I apologize, Your Honor. Can you repeat the conditions? I apologize.
No drugs, alcohol without valid prescription, and both will be on both cases, and he'll also be subject to random drug testing in both cases. But if he ends up being probable cause being found that he's trafficking, then I'm gonna make him verify the funds, because the bonds are gonna be substantially high at that point.
So case 2161 is $150?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
100 or 150?
150. Because all they're doing is not gonna get on my soapbox about that. All right. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Andrew Charles Turner.
All right, Mr. Attorney, here in case 2021 CF 12098 AO on charge of possession of ammunition by convicted felon, and count 2, possession of firearm by convicted felon, count 3, possession of firearm by convicted felon, and count 4, resisting officer without violence. In count 1, I'm going to set your bond amount on $150. Count 2, $5,000. Count 3, $5,000, and count 4, $100. Condition of your bond: no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, no weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be returned to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You're out on bond in case 2021 CF 5346 AO for some substantially similar charges. Court finding probable cause that you commit a new law offense while you're out on bond. Of course, going to revoke that bond, set a new bond at $0. Going to appoint the public defender to represent you in these cases. You have a great day, sir.
Excuse me? I didn't understand you.
Which part?
The last part, what did you say?
So I said, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, and you have a great day.
No, okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, have a great day. All right, so before we get jumping to our next person, I got to readdress Miss Savannah Miles, case 2021 CF 8975AO. I revoked her bond, gave her a new bond, but it seems like Judge Calderon earlier today had already set her bond at no bond, so I'm not going to override his determination in that case. So he already revoked her bond, set it at no bond. So her bonds will remain at no bond in that case. And she will have to go back. Let's talk to Judge Calderon about any release conditions that he feels appropriate in that case.
Are you keeping the RUA on that case, or you want me to remove?
No, we remove everything. There's no bond. Yeah, whatever his order is going to be the order that stands. Strike my, in fact, I want to vacate my order that I entered in. Yes, ma'am. So I'm vacating my order I entered, and as far as the old case, and we're going to.
You didn't need her back in here to let her know, because she thinks.
I mean, she can come on back in. I would tell her. I mean, Miles,
Miley.
Miley. I'm sorry. Yeah, we could. I mean, you can bring her back. All right. All right. Ms. Miley. Apparently you went to see Judge Calderon earlier today. Judge Calderon, in your case 2021 CF 8975AO.
Yeah, the
had
lady
already-
in the place with the holding said that she did write a note to him.
Okay, but I'm just letting you know that Judge Calderon is the one that controls that case. And as far as the bond conditions are concerned, he already had revoked your bond, said no bond. I actually don't have jurisdiction to change that if that's what he did. So I can't, you're not going to be able to release on that case today.
So what do I do to fix that?
You got to talk to your attorney that you're going to hire, and he knows what to do, or he or she knows what to do.
Okay.
And we'll get you in front of Judge Calderon, and if Judge Calderon feels it's appropriate, he will give you a bond as to that case.
All right, thank you.
Did it. Good afternoon, sir. Can you tell me your name?
Ernest Cleveland Williams IV.
Mr. Williams, you're here in case 2021 CF 12169AO on charge of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and possession of ammunition by a convicted felon. Did review the charging affidavit in your case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to state your bond in count 1, amount of $5,000, count 2, an amount of $150. Condition of your bond that you had not possessed any weapons or firearms. The weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You're not operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. You also have case 2021 CT 812AO, where you failed to appear for court. Judge in that case sets your bond amount of $1,000, but I'm going to ask the state of Florida if they have an offer to resolve that case if you'd like to this afternoon.
Not at this time, Your Honor.
All right. Well, Mr. Williams, if you want to resolve that case, it's a no valid driver's license. The court will offer you adjudication and guilt credit time served if you want to resolve that case.
Sir,
You want to resolve the case?
right now, yeah.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? I can't sign this because the judge called on already signed. You already revoked it. You can't double revoke it. All right. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Sir.
All right, put your hand down. Sir, you're here in case 2021 CT 812AO on a no valid driver's license charge. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that? Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case? Ms. George, is your office representing him on that case?
I'm not sure, Your Honor.
No? All right. I'm just about, clerks are telling me no. All right, sir, you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're waiving all the rights outlined on the plea form that's in front of you? Like your right to have a trial, you're waiving your right to challenge the state's evidence, your right for the state to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You're also waiving the right to call witnesses on your own behalf. Do you understand that? If there's a witness you want to call, the court can use the subpoena power to make that witness appear. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You understand you're waiving rights to remain silent?
Yes, sir.
You understand you're waiving right to appeal any errors in this case, except the court's jurisdiction over you and the sentence I'm going to impose.
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
Yes, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
Sir.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation. They have opportunity to view your court file in this case. And so I did find a factual basis contained therein. I'm going to accept your plea of no contest, find your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'm going to adjudicate you guilty of the charge, give you credit for the
4 days.
4 days in the Orange County Jail with 4 days credit time served. Court calls the cost of prosecution in your case are $306. I'll give you 2 years from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. You have a great day, sir.
Bonded.
All right, and Williams. Williams is bonded? All right, and now, let's go to recess. Oh, wonderful, thank you. All right, let's deal with Ms. Taylor. All right. All right, call it. This is case 2021 FW 237. Ms. Taylor.
Sorry, what case number was that, Judge?
We got a new case number, 2021 FW 237.
All right.
All right. And come on. All right, let's get everybody on the record. State.
If you need to swear in Ms. Taylor.
Yeah, I'm going to give Ms. Taylor in a second.
Okay.
Cindy Eugene on behalf of the State Attorney's Office.
Rochelle Peterson with the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
All right. Kendall Horween representing Ms. Taylor.
And Ms. Taylor, can you tell me your name?
Anya Taylor.
All right. Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
This?
Yep. Yes, ma'am, please.
She hasn't signed anything.
No, do you have the warrant?
The warrant itself?
Yes. Please. And does anybody have a short criminal history on her or anything?
No, because this is our first time in our jail.
Okay. And do you have any criminal history for her? Okay. All right. Thank you. All right, Ms. Taylor, you have a warrant from out of the state of Texas for the underlying charges of theft of services between $2,500 and $30,000. Seems to be a felony charge from the state of Texas, not a life or first degree, something punishable by life or capital offense, so you may be entitled to a bond. And counsel, you want to call your client, or do you want to put on any evidence?
I can call my client, I suppose.
You want me to
Really
consider some evidence, then I'm going.
Well, I need to get some information regarding your finances, of course, regarding that circumstance, so. How much money do you have in the bank, like checking account, savings account, approximately?
Approximately about $2,500.
Do you have any stocks, bonds?
No.
You own any property?
No.
Do you have any kind of like a gold or silver coins or expensive jewelry at home or anything like that?
No.
And you rely on family to help you out financially as well, is that correct?
Yes.
You are employed though, yes?
Yes, I am employed.
And who are you employed with?
I'm a flight attendant for Frontier Airlines.
And my understanding is you have some work coming up that if you don't appear for, that you're going to lose your job, is that correct?
That is correct.
And when is that you need to report for work?
I need to report to work by the 16th of September. This is September.
And is there any, the judge may order you as a condition of this bond for Orange County to return, well, he will order you to return to Collin County and turn yourself in and bond out if he orders you to do that within 48 or 72 hours from the time of your release. Is that something that you can agree to do, that you were physically able to do?
I will do that immediately.
Is there anything that prevents you from leaving the state of Florida and getting that done? Any kind of medical procedures or family reliance upon you or anything like that?
No.
Do you have any children?
Yes.
But what are their ages?
27 and 21.
So they don't need your assistance in any way, shape, or form that would hinder your ability to leave and go to Collin County, correct?
No.
I don't have any further questions then, Judge.
All right. So you have any questions for the witness?
No, Your Honor.
I just have one question. Okay. So you work for Frontier. How much money are you making? Are you guys working you working full time? How much money are you making a month?
So approximately right now, probably about somewhere around $2,500 to $3,000 a month.
And what are your total expenses per month?
Probably about $2,000.
Tell the judge where you currently reside.
I currently reside in Texas, so I'm a resident of Texas.
Correct. All right. All right. And can you put your address on the record, please?
15905 Bentree Forest Circle, 4 words, Dallas, Texas, 75248.
Right.
That's apartment 2058.
And I don't have any further questions, sir.
Sorry, Judge?
I don't have any further questions. Do you have any questions based on my questions to your client?
No, Judge.
All right. Say, do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So she hasn't signed any extradition paperwork yet.
No.
And I guess my question is, what are they telling you out there in Texas, I guess?
When I spoke with Collin County before I came in here, they asked that she be held as a no bond. They do want to come and get her.
Did they tell you when they were going to come?
No, they, of course, were waiting, of course, until she signed the waiver or not. And once that happens, then, of course, we would advise them when their deadline would be, and then they would advise us when they would be able to come here and get her.
All right.
On that note, Judge, if I can add, as an officer of the court, I spoke to somebody from the Collin County Sheriff's Office who advised they are transporting people during the current spike in COVID, but could not give me any idea as to when they would come and get her. They recognize that she doesn't have, it's not a violent offense, it's not a very large offense, it's a felony, but it's that they will come and get her. But I asked if there's any way to get them to expedite it, and with a bit of a chuckle, the answer was no.
Yeah, I mean,
I was also told.
There's your Ted Bundy or something. That's not going to be a extradited experience.
I was also told that, despite what happens in Florida, from my experience with every county I've dealt with, judges here being willing to sign transport orders directing the sheriff's office to expedite transport, and they've been accommodating for that. I was told over there that judges don't do that at all. So there is no way to expedite that. They don't believe that they have the authority to force the sheriff's office to do that. I don't think your transport orders force them to do that. I think they just see it as the desire of the bench and accommodate the courts accordingly, but they will not sign a transport order to try to expedite transport. So instead, she just sits here in our jail until they feel like coming to get her.
All right. All right, so also had an opportunity to review Ms. Taylor's criminal history. She doesn't have any criminal history except this single incident. The incident is described in the warrant, and the information attached to the warrant is similar to a charge in the state of Florida, failure to redeliver a U-Haul truck, or failure to redeliver a hired vehicle. That's the charge that you're facing. In Texas, and under our statutes, I am authorized to give her a bond. This is why I want to advocate for a particular number of bond.
I was hoping that the court be willing to do $2,000. She still has to go to Texas and post a $7,500 bond.
She's talking about to pay cash.
ROR would be preferred, but
She's probably going to pay cash. I mean, it's
ROR would be preferred, but I don't want to ask for the son.
I need permission from them. All right, so So chapter 941 has to deal with our interstate extradition policies. And yeah. She's got to post bond here. So when she gets to Texas, that's going to be you understand that. Like, I hope Mr. Horgan explained that to you. When you get to Texas, that's going to be a whole different situation. Just to, like, for you to get out of here and me not to issue a warrant for your arrest because you violated my orders, you had to get on this plane and get to Texas. You still may have to bond out when you get over there.
Understood.
So that's, so Ms. Davis, it's not the bond is asked to my orders. And she's, if she's not, if bondsman here is not going to certify that, she's going to pay cash. So that's, roughly the situation that, on that. And
Yeah, but given that, obviously, I hope the court would make it as low as possible because I'm not sure a bondsman's going to go for 10%.
yeah, I was gonna give you what you asked for. You said 2,000, so that's what I was gonna do.
Okay.
All right. So in 2021 FW 237, I'm going to grant your motion to set bond on the Florida statute 941.16. Going to set your bond amount $2,000. I'm going to have 72 hours from time you're released from the jail to get to Texas. I want to set a status hearing next. I give you business hours. So 72 business hours to get to Texas. So that's 1, 2, 3. I'll set it for the 16th.
Okay. The business hours get to do around Tuesday.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not going to have a hearing on status hearing on Tuesday. You want to hear, we're going to have it on the 16th. Give you a actual little grace.
If I'm able to supply your office with some kind of documentation that she's turned herself in, is that satisfactory, or you want to have the hearing regardless?
Usually the sheriff's office, they'll communicate with the sheriff's office. Sheriff's office confirms that,
Okay.
The warrants, because it's still going to be active on their side, so they're going to want to close that out.
Okay.
So they're going to let us know. They're going to let us know. To be set, I want to do it at 1 o'clock. Do you want to do it in the morning, or do you want to do it at?
1 PM is fine.
All right. Yes, ma'am. Oh, that's right. It is a holiday. Okay, it's Yom Kippur. Yeah, I think it's the 16th is Yom Kippur, I believe.
Oh.
I think I'm working Friday, so I'll just do the 17th. So I want the weekend judge to have to deal with that. 17th, September.
Is that Friday?
Yes, ma'am.
Then why don't we go ahead and do it at the AM? Because then that way I'll do them all at once.
There we go. Sounds good to me. September, so the 17th of September 2021 at 9 a.m.
If the cash bond is posted, then and she shows proof that she's the satisfaction of the court turned herself in to Texas, does that money become releasable at that point? Is that the only condition then?
Let's find out. Let's read what the statute says.
What do you think, Mr. Rose?
I think yes.
There we go.
I mean, the answer is probably yes. I mean, I don't see how the clerk can hold on to money that's not securing something on the other side.
Don't see why the rest of the class shouldn't participate.
But I want to tell you something that
There's participation trophies, so.
Lots of that.
None of those growing up. Nothing. Zero.
Yeah, well, I guess 941.18 kind of gives us what happens when you don't show up. And then it kind of refers to regular criminal proceedings of our state, which would be if the bond is no longer securing something on one end of it, then it should go back to the bondsman, unless there's some court fees and things like that, extradition costs or something that's gonna come up.
Right.
All right. All right, Ms. Taylor, we are having a trust moment.
Thank you.
So trusting that you have not been involved in our criminal justice system, that you will continue not to be involved in our criminal justice system by committing any new law offenses, by not going back to Texas, because if you do either one of those two things, you're gonna be back here in Florida, facing me for contempt and other proceedings, okay?
Yes, sir. You have my word. Thank you.
All right, then that's it? Did you bring all your other stuff too, or you just
No.
come back tomorrow?
I'll be back tomorrow morning,
All right.
yes, sir.
All right, we Judge Gibson tomorrow, it won't be me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we can go back. Then where he is? No, so like where he is in the docket, felonies? All right.
Anything else,
Good.
Judge?
Yep, you'll be excused, good.
Thank you, Judge, so much. Thank you.
Yes, Richard Jones. Man, it's better give me a case number. You got the paperwork, so. Oh, okay. All right, Counsel, put your name on the record.
Good morning, good afternoon, I should say, Your Honor. Jonathan Rose on behalf of Richard Calvin Jones. Mr. Jones is standing at the podium with me.
All right.
Thank you for readdressing this, Your Honor.
All right. Well, I appointed Mr. Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Jones, so I will not do that again. I will take the Public Defender off, withdraw them from this case. Mr. Jones, you're here for that case of 2021 CF 12178 AO on the charge of trafficking in 20 grams or more trafficking in cocaine 20 grams or more with a firearm, trafficking in 20 grams or more of fentanyl, and possession of firearm by convicted felon, possession of a firearm by convicted delinquent, possession of cocaine with intent to sell and deliver with a firearm, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of cannabis. All right.
Your Honor, based on my reading, I'm not positive what the court did when it saw Mr. Jones previously.
I asked the state of Florida if what they're asking me to do as to count one, which is life offense. They asked me to hold him at no bond. Ms. George at that time said she did not want to proceed to Arthur hearing. So I held him at no bond, and I didn't know if you were wanting to have that right now or what you were asking the court to do. So what I did was I stayed the bond at no bond in count one, stayed the bond in count two at $1 million. I put everything else at 150.
Okay. So if the court were to proceed to hearing now on the PBL, then that would be his Arthur hearing?
We've been waiting.
I'm sorry, Judge?
So we all been waiting, I think, since 2018 for the Florida Supreme Court to put an end to this. So you're in the two camps. You're in the 4th DCA camp or you're in the 3rd DCA camp. 4th DCA camp says that I need to do that right now. 3rd DCA says that the Constitution doesn't actually give a time period, so the time is a reasonable time.
Right.
So what is a reasonable time? Your guess is as good as mine. Usually I say that judges that are in charge of cases are probably more fitted to deal with the cases on a regular basis. This is not my concerns usually aren't these kind of cases, they're more of the capital offenses.
Certainly.
Homicides, sexual batteries are capital offenses, things that require a level of finesse that usually doesn't happen here at the jail.
Certainly.
So it's up to you. I mean, I read the affidavit, if you want me to weigh in as to that, and then, but also the fourth DCA says you get a second bite of the apple, which is like kind of the weird thing they just came out with about a year ago. So they said they actually created some kind of second level of appeals inside of their own circuit, so.
Right, understood. Understood. Of course, it depends on what the trial court judge would think about that issue.
You're in front of Judge Blackman, so, and then, once again, the state can always come back, and like I said, they can get, I mean, if you get a second bite of the apple, I can't see why the state of Florida doesn't get a second bite of the apple then too, so.
Certainly. Judge, very, very briefly, may I discuss this with my client? And
Yes, sir. Did you have opportunity to look at, review the affidavit and?
I've read it briefly. The public defender was kind enough to let me review it on her computer.
All right, and also, I also included in his conditions, no drugs and alcohol, drug testing. We also had to apply for statute 903.047. No, the drug testing, I'm sorry. Ms. Davis is correct. I didn't do drug testing. No drugs and alcohol. I did do that. Apologize. Weapons or firearms from over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I also need to comply for the statute 903.046 sub 2 sub F. It's about fund verifications. You got to file an affidavit saying that the funds didn't come from drug dealing or some other legal source.
Understood.
All right. But you can have a chance to talk to Mr. Jones since you just got here a few minutes ago.
Very good. Thank you, Your Honor.
While that's going on, we'll take a quick recess and kind of stretch.